Please welcome to the stage Ahmed Naiem, President at Lily AI.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ahmed Naiem, President of Lily AI, and I'll be talking to you today about how Lily AI is bringing humanity to shopping. So, before I start, just a little pop quiz for everyone here. Can anyone here name these micro trends? No? Okay, so one is bloquette, which is actually a combination of blow and coquette, right? And this really represents that swaggy, sporty style mixed with femininity. On the right is eclectic grandpa, as you could notice a megastar wearing it, which was predicted by Pinterest as one of the largest trends in 2024, which really brings back that nostalgia, the vintage look of tweed, baggy hats, knitwear, and etc. If you have not recognized this or do not recognize this terminology, I assure you, your younger consumers do, specifically on TikTok, where a lot of these trends are now forming on a daily, weekly, monthly basis as they look to shop for fashion. And it's not just limited to fashion. This is happening in beauty, with clean girl as an example, in home, cottage core. So why should this be relevant to you? Well, it actually is the reason that this company was founded. It's a female founded company, and our founder really struggled initially to find what they're looking for. And it really started with looking for a flowy breech dress. And this is what she needed, but this is what showed up. And there's a reason for that. There is an inherent disconnect between merchant speak and consumer speak in retail. And that is a problem that is relevant for almost every single retailer we talk to. And we work with the world's largest retailers and brands. Um, Today, there is a lot of manual work done for product attribution. And when we go, and it's not just Harrods, when we go on sites everywhere, looking for something as simple as a flowy beach dress, whether you're looking on their site or looking for it through Google and other search capable areas, it's really hard to discover what you're looking for. And that's because today products are applied manually. There is significant inconsistencies, there are errors, and most importantly, it's not leveraging the natural language of the consumer. And that's where really Lily AI came to solve that problem through AI, right? By doing the attribution, leveraging our models, we're able to provide significant depth and accuracy in attribution that don't just offer a simple objective attributes like color and neckline, but go beyond that to provide synonyms, occasions, style, trends, back to that initial example, right? So that you could really increase discoverability, relevance for your consumer, drive revenue and margin, right? It really can transform the shopping experience. When we dig even deeper into this one dress, and by the way, a dress can have up to one dress can have up to 1,500 relevant attributes, commercially relevant attributes. Doesn't mean you apply 1,500 of them, but there could be up to 1,500. So when you take a look at that and then multiply that by the change in consumer language on a weekly, monthly basis, especially when you factor in trends, it is going to be very difficult to do that manually. And it's going to be very difficult to provide this level of depth of attributes when you take a look at dressing style, special occasion, trend, micro trend, and so many other things that are going to be relevant for your shopper and the way that they speak and describe a product. So by leveraging the enriched attributes, it helps discovery. It really also helps search optimization. Here's a very popular application of what we do, updating title and description at the product page, right? So you're looking at product copy generation infused with the consumer language, right? To make it even more searchable when you take a look at, applications like on Google search. And the beauty of what Lily AI does, it does not replace any existing technology. Today, these attributes can flow into the various e-commerce platforms that you leverage, Google Merchant Center directly, demand forecasting solutions, existing on-site search solutions like Bloomreach and Algolia. And when you really unlock the natural language of the consumer and apply that across your e-commerce stack, it can really help you all the way from the make, the market, and the sell stage. Now, the most relevant applications where we see the most traction and driving growth are going to be obviously on-site search and leveraging it in Google search and leveraging it for product copy generation. But we're working with retailers and brands across all of the different elements of the e-commerce stack to improve things like demand forecasting and planning, which have significant margin implications if you get it right. And understanding the consumer language and really infusing your e-commerce stack with it can do wonders for brands. Now, there's a lot of folks talking about attributes, and I'm here to say not all attributes are equal. And you really start with the objective attributes, which is a commodity at this point. For anyone doing it, great, but that's the basics, right? I can take an image and determine color. I can take an image and determine sleeve length and neckline. Great. But what we've done over time is build on that with 25,000 plus human trained product taxonomy that's both responsible and accurate to really implement the subjective attributes that are going to drive revenue, right? So objective attributes may solve an efficiency and accuracy need, but to drive revenue, you really have to look at the subjective attributes, the style, the occasion, the trends, leveraging synonyms, because not everyone describes the same thing the same way. Even if you take a look within the English language, what an American may call something is different than what a British consumer may call something, right? So even within the same language, even within the same country, there's different ways people describe different things. Then there's the macro and micro trends, which are constantly evolving. So you need to stay up to date with those on a regular basis. Then we take a look at the consumer language enrichment, which is really leveraging the feedback loop of our retailer specific client base and how they describe things, and constantly updating the model to leverage that so that it is very specific for their shopper and only their shopper. And then, of course, there's the international expansion. It's taking those and leveraging them across multiple languages. But when you really stack on all of these different capabilities and enrichment of the attributes, that's really where we get maximum results. Now, as far as how this works, it's actually a quite simple implementation where we leverage our computer vision and natural language processing solution to take an image and metadata and drive deep text tagging and deep image tagging to provide the attributes, and then finally apply the retail logic, which means it produces it back into retailer's language and their taxonomy, but also implements that feedback loop so that it's constantly learning and updating for them to maximize performance. And now this can be delivered either through API or a batch feed to go directly into our retailers' e-commerce stack and be leveraged as they see fit. One great application is Google Search, which I mentioned, which I think close to 56% of all searches start for retailers in our sectors, right? Fashion, home, and beauty. And here there's an easy integration straight into Google Merchant Center to optimize the product listing ads with these attributes that is going to drive significant growth. What does that look like? So these are tried and tested. We've been around for 8 years. On average, when we take a look at the Google search use case, we're seeing 15 to 25% growth in revenue by leveraging the consumer language, and 5 to 15% in click-through rates. When you leverage our attributes direct on your site for on-site search, you could see anywhere from 4 to 8% lift. So this is quite significant. And we're not talking, I mean, this is across large, mid, and small brands, significant results by really leveraging the consumer language. And that's it for today. Thank you so much. Looking forward to connecting with everyone.